everybody. How are you? Good evening. Hope you're having a lovely evening. So I've got some catching up to do, don't I? As far as the world of foodie beauty. I have not posted in a few days and there's stuff to catch up on. And so tonight's going to be kind of a long night for me. Just trying to catch up on everything and get it all just caught up to speed. And I hope you guys like the new intro. It's a lot shorter. I already saw a mistake with the intro. Doggone it. How did I miss that? Oh, that's okay. I can just make another intro and fix it all together. Not a big deal. So what are we doing? Well, we're going to have to go a bit backwards with my react, starting with the incident in the kitchen. Yes, Chantal did a live stream called Morning Bees where she showed her really filthy, disgusting kitchen. And it was really, really bad. So those of you that are in my audience, if you're sensitive to mess, I mean, if it's something that will get you really nauseous and queasy and you get icked out by tremendous amounts of gross, just word of warning, Chantal's house, her kitchen, it's in a state of just ick, absolute ick. And isn't it amazing? Isn't it interesting that it just doesn't matter where she lives or where she goes. If she stays in one place for more than 5 minutes, she just makes it a mess. She had the situation in the Canadian villa with the fruit flies and the moldy pots and the mummified food and the garbage everywhere. And then she moves to a complete other country, a new place that starts out clean. And what's in the new place? Doggone fruit flies. She had that situation in the Canadian villa, and it's back in Kuwait. Chantal, how do you get fruit flies in Kuwait? How is that even possible? What's going on over there that you've got fruit flies already over in Kuwait? I would like to know how they showed up if you never opened the window. Like how did it happen? What is it with you and the rodents? And the pests, girl, are you that much in need of friends that you're going to invite the bugs to come live with you? So, yeah, we're going over that stream today, as well as the stuff on Twitter. And there's a lot because I haven't streamed the last few days. So there might be quite a bit to go over. But we're going to go over this stuff on Twitter and then move on to the stream itself. And you guys know how I do things here. If it starts to get boring, if there's nothing to talk about, we just skip ahead. I don't ever react to Chantal while she's live because there's a great chance that what she's doing, it's going to be boring. So I like to skip over the boring parts whenever possible. So I hope that's okay. So why don't we just get into the Twitter stuff and then move on to the stream itself. And I can show you guys just how she's such a mess. She is such a mess. Oh my God. Okay, so why don't we just share the screen and get into it? Okay, we're on Twitter. Okay, so for those of you that are on Twitter that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wow Girl Sarah. Let's start here with a post from Judge Judy. And Judge Judy says, hope those friends don't have children because Foodie and Salah are going to steal the water and snacks before they leave. So for those who weren't around to see that stream, because it happened a while ago, Salah and Chantal went camping. This happened, what, a year or 2 years ago? They went to a camping site. There were lots of people. They didn't show up with any food. They basically just brought soda for Chantal. Chantal proceeded to eat before everybody else. She didn't help the ladies in the camp to clean up, which irritated the ladies. She got irritated at Salah because Salah wasn't spending time with her, and she got in a bit of a mood. She was very moody. She sat in one of the tents complaining about a migraine at the same time that she was live streaming. Imagine that, having a migraine, allegedly, and live streaming with the alleged migraine. So she was in a mood, and then Salah and Chantal, before they left, they took all the snacks and all the water, despite the fact that there were people still at the camp, and there were also children at the camp. So there's a camping trip that's supposed to happen in a couple of days. And yeah, Chantal, listen, I don't know if you're going to go camping for real, or you're going to find a reason and a way to beg off in the situation, because God knows you don't like people. But if you go, act like you got some sense. Don't be rude. Don't take all the snacks and the food and the water and just loot everything and then leave everybody else with nothing. I mean, that's just bad manners. Very, very bad manners. But let's watch this clip courtesy of Mo Translate saying going camping tomorrow for 2 days. And the second night, friends are joining them. That should go over well. Let's watch.
So hungry.
When are you not hungry? Tell me one moment of your life when you're not hungry, Foodie. Oh. Pause game on point. I didn't even mean for that to happen. It just happened. Y'all take your screenshots right now. Take your screenshots right now. Take it. I'm going to take it. Hold on a minute. I can't because it's not blowing up. Doggone it. That's okay. I'll get it later. I'll get it later.
I'm so hungry. I'm preparing to go camping in the morning. And it's going to be, we're going to do tomorrow, which is our anniversary. And then the 12th, we're going to stay 2 nights. The first night's going to be to us.
You know, without her even saying a word, I can tell she's not looking forward to this camping trip. I mean, Chantal, she loves her fast food. She loves her air conditioning, and there's no air conditioning in the desert. Not to the degree that she likes. She likes the AC to be down to like 40 degrees to keep comfortable. Can anybody imagine Chantal staying overnight on a camping spot and being comfortable when she likes to hibernate like a polar bear? No, not going to work.
I don't know, laundry ASMR. The second night, we're going to have some friends. I'm so hungry. I'm prepared.
Sorry, you guys have to watch her eat. I'm just here for the commentary. That's it.
Preparing to go camping.
Oh, is that it? Thank goodness. We're out. I don't want to stay longer than I have to. Oh, look, Mo Translates got the look. Good grab, Mo Translates. Good grab. Fondue Pondu says, this is what 2 years of marriage to Foodie Beauty does to you. So here's a side-by-side comparison. The picture on the left is Salah in 2022. The picture on the right, 2024. Yeah, Salah, you're looking different. And I don't know if that's because of Chantal's filters. Honestly, sir, you look like you were using the same filters that she uses, because I can already see like that triangle narrow chin effect on you, and you don't have it on the picture on the left. So do you use the same filters that Chantal uses? Is that what's going on here? Maybe your face is a bit more round, but you like the way your face looks with her filters. I just wonder. Okay, Julie says, the fact that she keeps milking depression is just gross. Agreed. People suffer every day and they still have to get on with it. True. You're on medication. If you can't do the basics of life, you need to go back to your doctor and engage in therapy. No lies were spoken there. And this is where I have a question. Excuse me. Chantal, you were in Canada and you lived your life exactly the way you wanted to. I mean, nobody tells you what to do. When you were at the Canadian Villa, you did precisely what you wanted. when you wanted to do it. You spent the money that you wanted to spend on whatever it is you wanted to buy. I mean, you honestly, you couldn't ask for more. If you had screwed your head on straight, like, you could have set yourself up nicely. But because you're so foolish with your money and you spent it on men and party favors and food and foolishness, you don't have anything to show for. But you were in Canada claiming that you were depressed, although your depression, in my opinion, very sus. Very, very sus. Because you would claim to be depressed, but the moment that Natter would make that phone call, or you got him on the phone and he said, come on over, girl, you couldn't get out of that bed fast enough and put your clothes on and rub lotion on your chest and layer on that body spray because you didn't take a shower. You could not get out of that bed and in that car fast enough. And I'm sorry, just if you were really suffering from depression, I would seriously doubt that you could do that. You know, like, I don't doubt that you have moments of depression, but the level that you're claiming to have, I don't think you have it. But let's just say, for devil's argument, that you do feel tremendous depression, okay? Let's just say you do have it. You claimed long ago that you were going to Kuwait to be with Salah because it would be a much better environment for you, that you were going to be with your partner, you were closer to Allah, that it was going to be a whole new life for you. But you're in Kuwait and you've gained about 200 pounds. Like, all you do is eat. You sit in that apartment and you eat and you eat and you eat, and you have nothing to do all day. No hobbies, no interests, nothing to occupy your time except food and your phone. So if you're in Kuwait now and you've got what you call a depression kitchen, maybe that's a sign you should come back to Canada. If you're in Kuwait and you are in a state where you can't clean your house, if you're that unhappy to where depression just keeps popping up, maybe you should come back home. Because from the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like Kuwait is very good for you. Sounds like it's very bad. Very, very bad. But I agree with you, Jolie. Chantal is doing that emotional manipulation thing where she knows there are people out there that suffer from depression for real, and it's a real thing. Depression can creep up on you and stick with you and basically cripple you from the inside out. It's a real thing, and my heart goes out to anybody that's ever dealt with it and you're still dealing with it. But what she's doing is manipulative. She's preying on people who have dealt with depression, that might still be dealing with it. And do I think it's any freaking coincidence that she's doing this crap during the holiday season, where a lot of people get depressed during the holidays? And the fact that it's also winter, some people have a hard time not getting depressed just because it's cold outside and it's overcast, and you got to motivate yourself to not get in the funk. But she's trying to capitalize on other people and what they're going through, and it's horrible. It's horrible. Miss Anthropope Lulu says, I called this one Misery Loves Company. So Chantal and Salah, they did something for the couples channel. They haven't done anything for the couples channel in quite a while, but yikes. Just yikes. I'll just leave this here. You guys can caption it any way you want. Not exactly the happy couple. He doesn't look pleased to be there. They look so mismatched. Okay, Fondue Pondu says this is worth 9K, giving up all your worldly possessions, your car, family, and cats. She also gave up something else. Freedom. She gave up her freedom. Like, she was in Canada. She could go where she wanted. She could do as she pleased. She was on her home turf where she was comfortable, where things were familiar. She gave all of that up for him. And what does she get from Salah? She gets pats on the head. She gets her cheeks pinched. Not the one she wants, though. And he touches her hand. This is what you paid 9K for, Chantal. Girl, remember back in the day when you were going to buy the Sax doll? Oliver, remember that? If you had bought Oliver, all you would have paid was 2K, and it would have been content for days, girl. Days. Days. You should have spent the 2K on Oliver, because that would have been a companion you can keep. Fondue Pondu says, let's just call it for what it is. You are a big, lazy, gluttonous blank who uses depression and religion as your shields to excuse all your crap. You aren't depressed or Muslim. An embarrassment. No wonder he cheats every chance he gets. They both cheat. Well, you know what? I can't say that. As far as what he does, if they're not in a real relationship like that, he's not cheating. He's not cheating. If he is not committed to her for real, there is no cheating. So she wants her cheat days. He wants his too. He just does his cheating in a different way. Like she is, look, Chantal, you're already married. You're married to food. Do you understand me? You are absolutely committed and faithful and married to food, and you won't give it up, and you won't divorce it the way you need to. You are married to your food issue. You're married to all of your problems and issues, and you won't divorce a single one of them. So since you're so committed to all the wrong things, how can you possibly be committed to the right things for the right reasons? If you're so surrounded in wrong and you embrace the wrong with all your heart, you just can't. You can't. Okay, here's a palate cleanser from No Cats, No Life. So adorable. Aw, look at the baby. Look at the, I love black cats. And you can tell that's a well-loved baby. Look at the way they're looking at their human. I love you. That's cute. Acadia Strong says, hope she enjoys breathing in all that mold and mildew. Oh my God. What? What do we got? Yeah, someone needs to clean that vent. And look, she's had blood clots in her lungs. She's got breathing problems. Mold can get dangerous really, really quickly. And she's got water all over the place, and you know she doesn't dry it down when she's done. And don't even get me started with the way she washes her doggone dishes. She'll wash them and place the glasses like right side up versus upside down where the water can drain out. Okay, DX on Twitter says, I guess we're starting early today, so recap below. And thank you for the hard work that you do, DX. Let's see, this is like, I guess, a brief recap of the Subway Live saying, acting manic and having a B moment, of course she is, begging for sponsors, literally begging and saying she's desperate. So you're begging for sponsors now, Chantal. What about Unicity? They won't sponsor you? No, they're not calling you on the phone? What about Coldest Water Bottle? Oh, wait, you got fired from them twice. I'm sorry, I forgot. What about all the people that you talk about? What about the MLM company, the perfume lady that you met up with for coffee? They don't want to sponsor you? Oh, so sad. She's doing that thing which she's trying to make jokes about what a massive, utter failure she is. Yeah, putting on a brave face. Putting on a brave face. And no, Chantal, let me just save you the trouble. No one is going to sponsor you. No company worth their weight in salt is going to sponsor you, just because of the image and the brand that you've built for yourself on YouTube. You wanted to be the biggest train wreck on YouTube. That comes at a price. That comes at a very hefty price. And you chose your road a long time ago. You wanted to be the most gross, offensive, vulgar, feral beast on YouTube. And ma'am, you've more than succeeded. You've got gold stars all the way around accomplishing that. I mean, I guess that's an achievement. But the price you pay is that no company, no brand is going to get behind you and you being an ambassador or representative. That was a choice you made. Don't yell at me. Don't come over here and yell at me for that. Del Pondu says, I called her abusing pain meds throughout the Kuwait arc. I called the crap out of it. DX says, admits she was getting high off pain meds after going to the hospitals in Canada. Keeps talking about abusing the healthcare system in Canada. I'm assuming she is daydreaming about how many party favors she's going to do there in December. Is embarrassed to show a dentist her wet cave. I'd be embarrassed too. Oh, hold on. Dang it. Sorry. You know what, Del? I agree with you, and I will raise you. I'll raise you one, because I don't think she's just abusing pain meds. I think she's also abusing her diabetic medication. I'll stake any amount of money on that. I think that she's got all those different medications like the metformin and all that and the insulin, and she is misusing them just so she can continue to have B moments and make feedie footage and content for the feedies who pay her on the side. I think her YouTube income, it's so minimal now than what it used to be. Because over the years, the 7-8 years that Chantal's been on YouTube, y'all, you gotta know that she's acquired one heck of a client list of feedies that are in her back pocket. I'm sure there's a fair portion that they come and go from time to time, but there's got to be at least some regulars that stick around. They pay for regular content. So she's got a client list. Yes, she does. And those people are funding her offline and giving her money offline. And that's why she doesn't give a crap about YouTube. All that YouTube is anymore is just a portal to get in front of new feedies that she can pull around the block and say, hey, if you like what I did on YouTube, pay me for private content and I'll give you more. So, yeah, she confessed to abusing her pain meds, but I also feel that she abuses her diabetic medications, the metformin, the insulin, so she can continue to have B moments and not go into a diabetic coma. Also, if she's doing the feedie content, y'all, that's another reason why she eats every 2 hours, because that keeps her stomach all the way stretched out so she can do more content for people and be able to get it all done. If she ate less, her stomach would start to shrink and she couldn't do as much. But she eats all the time to keep her stomach stretched out to the maximum. Okay, next we have something nice from BNS. Tiny puppy has the cutest reaction to taking medicine. Look at this puppy. This puppy's like, I don't like that medicine. I don't like it. Don't give me any more. Please don't. That was horrible. That poor baby. Poor little thing. Now watch this. Oh, another dose. Oh, what you gonna do, kitty? What are you gonna do? Oh, poor little bulbers. Okay. Queen of WTF. I guess this is like from the couple vlog, the live they did. Let's watch.
What I break your scissors. Oh. Nice try, babe. Nice try.
Oh my God. I can I cringe any harder? This Chantal, this is girl, this is what you moved to Kuwait for. This is what you paid all the money for. This is why you pay his rent. This right here, this is it. He pats the side of your head. He pats your head and treats you like a dog. This is what you paid for. Dang. I mean, listen, if this is what makes you happy, this is what makes you happy, but I don't think it makes you happy. I think you're so desperate and you're so pathetic that you'll take anything you can get at this point, I guess. But seriously, the way he's touching you, it's giving me the ick.
Like, it's okay.
Thanks, babe. What?
Ugh. I can't. I just Queen of WTF says I can't. I just can't. I feel the same way, Queen. I do. Truth Seeker says, why does she overreact? I don't know. Oh, all right. So looks like we got a comment from Blue Pot saying, girl, your kitchen was messy. Who keeps candles on dirty ketchup plates? Shaking my head. Yeah, that kitchen was hectic. To use Amber's word, it was hectic. I'm sorry. I saw the state of her kitchen and I'm like, how does she even go in there and make food? I couldn't. I'm one of those people that before I start cooking, the kitchen's got to be clean. You got to start with a clean space before you start cooking. You can't have everything everywhere.
Do you guys think he'll be found guilty?
I don't know who she's talking about, by the way.
Sorry. Oh my God. I read Blue Pots.
Chantal, this was so pathetic. You are so wanting attention from girl world. You're like, let me just do really stupid things and say really stupid things so they get the reactors talking about me again. How about doing some really great content, something fresh, something interesting, where there's actual talking points rather than just dumb behaviors that make no sense? Can you do that for us? Because when I react to you, I look for the talking points. I will scan over your lives and your videos. And if there's no talking points, I just say, skip it. That there's really no sense in talking about anything that there's nothing to talk about. But just these little attempts about getting attention, like, ooh, let me show my dirty kitchen. Or spitting water all over yourself. I mean, seriously, how old are you?
I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. What the hell?
Oh my, her gums. That looks bad. I know we're in like the negative frame, but your gums look inflamed, Chantal.
What's going on? Oh no, I think I ruined my phone. Crap. Normal.
Ew, back up. Back up. Back up. Please back up. Thank you. You know, Chantal, I can tell you don't get out much. I can tell you stay inside a lot. And that is not me throwing shade at anybody out there that you are introverted or you stay inside a lot. I could just, my observations for her only, like you could tell she doesn't get out. She's been in Kuwait for over 2 years and she doesn't have any kind of social connection with anybody there. All of her interactions go on YouTube. She's completely secluded herself because it's just the way she's reacting right now is over the top. Okay.
Who leaves a candle?
Oh, geez. You're so overacting, ma'am. You don't get a Golden Globe for that amount of acting. Okay, so this is from Wonder Mom saying, "In Housewife of the Year 2024 goes to Foodie Beauty. How long until the cockroaches are crawling over the walls again? How long until the flies will darken the room again? I mean, we've seen it all before. Let the blue pot games begin." Yeah, like, y'all want to see her kitchen? There we go. There's her kitchen. Y'all look. Look at this stuff on top of the fridge. Like, that just looks like a fire hazard. Like, look at these. Look at these boxes. It looks like if she even bumps the refrigerator wrong, they're going to come crashing down on her or whoever's in the house. And I don't even know what this is here. All these bottles up here. You've got dishes over here, candle on top of everything. Look at all these dishes over here. I mean, how in the world do you cook in that environment? You just can't. And another thing, y'all take a look at the fridge. Y'all notice anything? That fridge is empty. She cleared it out. That fridge is empty. She done gone through all her groceries. Yes, she did. That's probably why she was eating the beef stew. Because maybe they're running low on money right now. Waiting on payday. It's the laws like, you got to cook, woman. You got to cook because we can't afford all this takeout right now. Things are kind of slow. But that fridge is empty. Judge Judy says, here's a pic of the Judge Judy's addressing somebody. Here's Foodie putting her panties on the kitchen counter. Panties she's just crapped in. Yeah, that bee panties, not a parachute. Yeah, I remember this stream. So for those who weren't around for it, let me just give you the context. So Foodie was sitting on the brown couch at the Canadian Villa, and she literally sat on that brown couch, and she knew she had the urge to go poop, but she did not immediately get up and go poop in the bathroom. She literally sat on the couch and waited for it to happen. In my opinion, I think Chantal might have a poop fetish herself, because she's done that many times. Just sat still and let it happen, and then she gets up giggling like a maniac because she thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. But in that stream, she felt the urge. She did not try to stop herself from pooping, like just squeeze your butt cheeks together and run to the bathroom. No, she sat there and let it happen. And then she got up, giggling like a maniac, and she told Pete to sit where she sat and get in front of the camera and talk to people. So she gets off camera, giggling like a maniac. She goes to the bathroom, and then the camera followed her, and that's where this shot comes in. She comes out of the bathroom, and she's still got her underwear on, which I think is weird. You took off your pants, but not the underwear that was underneath. Weird. And then she put her dirty, nasty, poopy pants on the kitchen counter. And she walked back over to the couch with just what you see her wearing right there. And then she noticed the camera, and she goes, hey, can you turn the camera away? So, yeah, walking around the house and sitting down on things in her poopy panties. Yeah, that was a story of that live stream. And since we're here, since we've got the picture all pulled up, thank you for posting this, Judge Judy. Look at that house. I mean, we're going to see the state of her kitchen in Kuwait, but this was the state of her house in Canada. As you can see, it was no better. Her kitchen was as full of garbage as her kitchen in Kuwait. And look at all the boxes and everything on the floor. This is how she lived. This is how Pete lived. Despite the fact that there were two people in the house and either one of them could have cleaned, neither one did. The litter boxes didn't get changed for months at a time. There were so many Amazon boxes built up. There was box mount 1, 2, 3, and 4. on both floors. The cats, they had no room in the house to do zoomies or nothing. I mean, Foodie herself had to clean her bedroom floor with a garden rake because there was 3 feet of garbage on her floor. She couldn't even walk a straight line from her bedroom door to her computer without stepping over things. That's how bad it was. And fruit flies everywhere you looked, rotting food in the fridge, mummified food. It was disgusting. And now she's in Kuwait repeating the same patterns. And she's claiming the same reason. Oh, I'm depressed. I'm depressed. That's why my kitchen looks like that. I'm depressed. You're a liar, Foodie. And if you're not, if you're in Kuwait and your depression is so bad, that's an indication that maybe you don't need to be there around Salah. Maybe Kuwait is not good for you. Maybe you need to go somewhere else. You know? Just a thought. Okay, next. Okay, what else we got here? Let's see. Oh, and here's Foodie like wanting a gold star for just being a clean, decent human. Peach Slick says, sorry, I may sound like a blank, but I'm not going to clap a fish for swimming. Foodie Beauty, it's hard for most people to get motivation. We just do it. She's not disabled, etc. She's just a lazy bum with a victim complex that wants props for doing the bare basic minimum. Here's the community post that Foodie put saying, okay, finally my table is condiment and clutter free. I did the whole living room and now on to the kitchen. I know it's basic things most people do every day, but it's hard for me sometimes to get the motivation to do it. I hope this motivates someone to clean today. But you're not clean. You're not clean. You're not. And listen, Chantal, you don't like to clean. You're a slob. You don't like to do dirty dishes. Then hire a maid. That's what they do. You pay them, they clean for you. If you don't want to clean, hire someone that can do it and will do it. You're living in an apartment building. If you attract flies and vermin, guess what? Vermin sometimes spread, like cockroaches. Remember that cockroach infestation that happened because of you when you lived with BB, because you were hiding pizza boxes and stuff in the closet? You're in an apartment building. If you get a roach problem, guess what? Those roaches don't just stay with you in your place. They spread to other units. So there might be people around you. They might have a roach infestation because of you if you don't get on top of your mess. And that's just irresponsible. Because it's not fair for other people to live in that apartment building and be clean. And because you're filthy and disgusting, they're going to have a bug problem. It ain't right. Keep your mess clean. Keep it clean. Okay? Just do that. If not for yourself, do it for other people. All right. Miss Anthropopolulu says, Foodie Beauty, pigsty, oink, freaking oink. So here we go with the pictures. Here we go with the pictures. And this is like the streaming area that she has. It's supposed to be the table. There's food all over the table. She's got stuff underneath. There's food everywhere. I for the life of me, I don't understand why condiments have to be at the desk. Why can't they be in the kitchen? It's not like the kitchen's like a long walk away. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to go over that morning bees in a minute. What else we got here? Your mom's emotional support carrot says, Chantal, we have, quote, we have fruit flies again. I don't know why. How about because you are a lazy butt? You admitted you do not have a clean plate for breakfast. You had to wash your mug and your flat is a bloody tip. Christ, woman, what do you do all day? Eat, sleep, and vlog. Rhetorical. You know what? Since Salah has nothing to do in his day, why not have him clean? I mean, what else has he got to do? Have him clean up a little bit. He doesn't know how to wash dishes. He can't take out the garbage. He can't do a little bit of cleaning. I mean, put him to work. I mean, I don't know how much you pay him a week or a month, Chantal, but like he can do more than just play video games all day. He's not even good at the video games. He might as well just do something new. Acadia Strongson, remember when the mother posted this during the Kraken Olympics? So this was something that Chantal's mom posted saying some people don't want to be fixed because being broken gets them attention. I'm sure that was aimed straight at Chantal. But yeah, I remember that. I do. And here we go. From Ron saying, maybe if they didn't have couches for 15 plus people, she could get some shelving or cabinets. She literally sleeps or is on her phone eating all day and night. Nana Spike T says, OMG Villa 2.0. Why the heck does she keep getting food if this is how she's going to keep it? Saying there's no room in the kitchen for it. You gluttonous person, put down your phone and clean. Yeah, look at all this. Look. Food here, food over here. Oh my, I could not live like that. That would drive me insane. And you got to stop and think that the cat is in the house. So you got all those open boxes of food. Like the cat is probably rummaging in those boxes to get some food. Because Chantal probably doesn't feed the cat. All right. Yup says, if Foodie Beauty makes Salah angry enough, he could hide her passport and phone and either disappear or keep her in the flat against her will. Either outcome would pose a real challenge to Foodie. She better tread lightly. Yeah, Chantal, that's something you need to think about. I'm not saying Salah will do anything, ominous to you. But if you think you have all the power in Kuwait, you don't. You got money, but Kuwait is not your country. You're just a tourist. You're supposed to be just a tourist. Like, I don't know if Salah is hiding her passport, but he could easily yank the rug out from under her feet by canceling the lease, disappearing into the night. What is she going to do? I mean, he's got friends, he's got family. I'm sure if he went to his friends and family and said, I want to disappear from this woman. She's driving me insane. I can't take it anymore. They would hide him. And he could just get rid of the phone, cancel the phone number, block her number, and be done with her. Just disappear into the wind. What are you going to do, Foodie? Nothing you can do. And then you'll be all alone in Kuwait. So if you're walking around on a power trip thinking, I've got him where I want him because he's dependent on my money, understand everybody's got their breaking point. And I feel like he's got a lot of seething anger and resentment underneath the surface with your name tattooed on it. He can't stand you. I'm sure he'd love it if you just went back to Canada and left him alone. He's done with you. You're just not letting go of him when you should. You've been hanging on to this thing way too long. Way too long. And let's see. Anything else? What do we got here? I'm just making sure that's it. Okay. All right. You know what? We'll just cut it off here. And we'll go straight to the live. The morning bees. And we'll skip ahead. We'll cover a little bit of this and then call it a day. All right. Oh, we were. There we go. I'm just making sure we are where we need to be. All right, let's go.
Not really, Fox, because there's so many Western comforts here. It wasn't an old video from Villa. Oh, first Thailand trip, the first Halloween away from Canada. Guys. Hey, Fernanda. Hello. I worked the last 2 nights, so I slept all day, and I'm getting ready to go back to bed in a minute. Well, I hope you get some rest. Little Eddie? Who's that? No, little Eddie looks like me. Adrian, it's 7:30 a.m. My favorite animal is cat. You got new paint? Oh, you paint pictures? He's sleeping because we're both kind of on different sleep schedules. Like, he went to bed not long ago, but he's like, we're both messed up with sleep. So like, we sleep a few hours, get up, sleep a few hours, get up. So, hey, Mila.
You know, I'm curious about something, Foodie. So let me just ask the question. You spent over $9,000 to go to Kuwait to be with Salah. Like, you spent over 2 years there. And before Salah, you were dying for a man to claim you. I've always thought that you being in Kuwait, that was just the more adult, paid for version of playing house. You know, anybody out there, when you were a kid, you played house. You be the mommy, I be the daddy, and we'll just pretend to be grown-ups. So here you are, 40 years old, playing house with a man that does not love you. All so you can get what, the marriage experience, as close as you can possibly get without actually being married or actually being with somebody that cares for you and is emotionally committed to you. You'll take the fake, phony version versus the real one. So you yelled and screamed for a man to claim you. And you set up this whole arc in Kuwait, this fake, phony marriage arc, which makes no sense. And you stuck with it just so you could say to everybody, where's your man? Although he's not really your man. So you wanted him to claim you, and you want us to believe that you are a proper housewife, but he's your man. So tell me, Miss Proper Housewife, you wanted this man so bad. You want us to believe this marriage is real. So why aren't you in bed with your husband, enjoying his company, sleeping next to him? Why does it sound like the two of you are sleeping in shifts? Maybe you have one bed and you sleep a few hours in that bed, and then you get up and then he sleeps in the bed, but you're not sleeping together, which would make sense because if I remember correctly, Salah is what, 6'1", tall dude. He's like 6 feet tall, and you are 5 feet tall and 500 plus pounds. You're nearly pushing 6. So just for you, just you alone, you would need a queen size bed, maybe even a king, just to have enough room. And you would need like a king or a California king for the two of you to have enough room together, because you require a lot of room. You know, you sleep with pillows propped around you, like you sleep on your side. So you need some room. So you're wanting to claim that you are a happy housewife. At the same time, why aren't you in bed in the morning with your husband? What's up with that? I know when I was married, that's one of the bonuses of being married, is that you get to go to sleep with your mate and wake up with your mate and kiss them on the cheek good morning. Like, what, you're not doing that? I guess you're doing it wrong.
Welcome, salam. Where are the fruit flies? It's almost midnight there. I know I wanted to go live last night, but I just didn't make it.
Why not?
My first favorite, say goat. Hey, Jen Nuts. It's my...
I would like to give my theory about why she didn't make the live. Booger. Booger. You got a scratching post, love. Not my chair. Why do cats like computer chairs for sharpening their claws when they've got a scratching post? I don't know. Maybe chairs just more attractive. Anyway, I've got a theory about why Chantal did not make the live like she promised. I think that she made a big old pot of beef stew She went wild eating it. She put herself into a food coma, and then she fell asleep. Like her belly was full of food and she just went to bed. And that was it. And you guys are going to see in a few, she takes us to the filthy kitchen and she left some beef stew in the pot. But there's not that much left compared to how big the pot is. So she ate the majority of the stew. So her belly was pretty full when she laid down.
Symbicort that I've been on forever. Is that the breathy thing from Thailand? Yeah. Martha, hello. It's I don't know. I was prescribed this thing a long time ago for my asthma. I had to take a breathing test. Hey, Island Dragonfly. Papa Pizza. I'm gonna try to make a healthy breakfast because.
Ooh, healthy breakfast. Those are bad words for Chantal. Like those are her curse words. Anything with the word healthy in it. You guys notice how she just rolled her eyes at the thought of a healthy breakfast?
I just have to. That's it.
And see, this is where her food issue tricks her. Because this is how the food addiction voice in your head works. If you're trying to feel good and have the addiction too, you're trying to kind of, in essence, marry the two together. Here's how it works. You might say to yourself, oh, I'm going to have a healthy breakfast. Like I'll start off, my first meal would be somewhat healthy. And because it's somewhat healthy, the food addiction voice in your head says, because you ate a healthy breakfast, you didn't eat half a dozen donuts or a cake or anything like that, you can go wild at lunch or wild at dinner because you didn't eat as many calories at breakfast as you normally would. Like the addiction voice will always negotiate with you. If the conscience is kind of getting in the way of the negotiations, then the addiction voice steps forward and shakes hands with it and says, okay, we'll eat healthy now. But in a couple of hours, you're going to have to let us go wild. It's just got to happen. So she eats a healthy breakfast, not because she wants to eat healthy, but because she wants to go wild later and not feel bad about it and not have the conscience screaming at her.
It is Joe from Detroit. It's hard, the time difference. Yeah, for sure. Oh, cool. Vultures, you're a nail tech? Got one of my teeth knocked out last night. Oh, no. Sorry to hear that. Hey, Tay. You painted Pete's? I got to see that. Hey, Vampira. All the night owls are out. I kind of do miss getting my nails done. I'm not going to lie. Now I have my vitamins. I take these once a day. 2 of them once a day. You need to bees. Everyone needs to stay up in bees.
No, they
Everyone
don't.
was about to go to bed.
No one, not everybody can sit up in bees with you, Chantal. You bees because you're 40 years old and you've got nothing to do with your time. You got all the time in the world and you can do anything you want, and you always choose the worst things to do. You fill up your time with nothing but food and scrolling on YouTube and looking up reactions or tarot readings of yourself. Okay, we know how you spend your time. I don't understand the obsession with staying up all night. I mean, I know some people are naturally night owls. I like the night better than I do the day, although the day is nice. I just like the night better. But why do you stay up? It's not like you're going outside and taking a walk and enjoying the fresh air. Why do you stay up all night? Is it because you feel comfortable raiding the cupboards and the fridge at night when you know Salah's not going to be around? Is that why you're up all night just to eat for 8 hours until morning?
You know. I don't know. Okay, see if it works, Island Dragonfly. Held my early bird. Friday night bees. I'm okay. We are going to go out later.
No, you're not. It's Friday night. He's in the red room. It's Friday night, girl. And look where you are and look what you're doing. You're sitting in that apartment alone, eating. Eating. And if you're married and you have a husband, shouldn't your husband be spending time with you on a Friday night? He's not, is he? And he's not gonna. He's doing things with other people. And you're not invited.
Run some errands, maybe camel bees or something. Yeah.
Oh, God. Another camel bees again? How many times are we going to see the camels? We've seen the camels enough. And to be quite real with y'all, just every time she goes to see the camels, I feel bad for them because they don't seem like they're living in the best conditions. They seem like they're without food. They seem a little bit on the sick side, running around in sand coated in garbage. It's depressing to look at. I don't know what she's obsessed with the camels for. The camels have already spoken about how they feel about Chantal. The last time she went out to see the camels, like she nearly got kicked by, she did get sort of kicked by one. She nearly got spit on by one. I mean, the camels are saying, leave us alone, lady. We want nothing to do with you.
Yeah. So I'm just up. I don't know what I'm going to friggin', I have some cleaning and stuff to do.
If you don't want to do the cleaning, hire a maid. God knows you got the money. If you've got money for all that takeout, you can hire a maid to come in once or twice a week and clean things up.
So I have a question.
Uh-oh. What?
I was eating my vitamins.
And?
I made a beef stew last night.
You know what? Look at her smirk. She knows she's about to say something stupid. She's trolling everybody. I have a question. The question she's about to ask is, I left some beef stew out all night for 8 hours. Should I eat it? She should already know the answer to this question. I mean, she is 40, not 4. Anybody knows. You leave food out that's been cooked all night, it's not safe to eat. She's trolling the reaction channels. She's trying to give us something to talk about, to laugh about. Nobody can tell me that Chantal doesn't deliberately say and do things to get the reactors talking. But here's where you got it wrong, Foodie. Something you should know. See, you're not showing us anything new, okay? Your level of stupid, we're used to it, okay? And we're also aware of the fact that you're trying to troll us and get us to react to you. You're poking at us, but we are desensitized to you for the most part. Like it's the same old all the time, the same stupid remarks. You're going to the same places, doing the same activities, talking about the same topics over and over. We're used to it all. And every single thing that you bring up, it's been talked to death. You want to shock us, you want to surprise us, bring in something new. Anything you like, as long as it's interesting. Because this ain't it. This is a lame attempt to cause outrage and get people talking.
But I ended up falling asleep and I left it overnight. Can I still like put it in the fridge and cook it and like reheat it later and like eat it?
No.
Hey, Energy. It's like fully cooked. The reason is because you have to wait for it to cool off, right? To put it in the fridge. So while I was waiting for it to cool off, I fell asleep.
Well, that's your fault.
You wouldn't?
Look at this. Look at the duper's delight smirk on her face. She knows the answer. She knows. She absolutely knows. She's trolling people.
It was slow cooking, yeah. That's what I heard, Crystal. Like,
and can I just address this person in her chat, her mod, Vampira, Queen of Darkness. Vampira, I remember you. I remember you very well, ma'am. Yes, I saw a picture of you because you had a channel. Very attractive lady you are. Never take that away from you. But weren't you getting kind of buddy-buddy with Salah? Don't the two of you know each other? Yeah. So you're over here saying to Chantal, yes, you can one night, one night won't be a problem. Vampira, can we talk? Are you and Salah talking and you are maybe trying to get her sick on purpose for some reason? Because why would you suggest something like that? For someone to eat food that's been sitting out for 8 hours? Do you want Chantal to go to the hospital with food poisoning? Is that what you want to do? Like her to be in the bathroom all night with diarrhea and vomiting? Is that what you're going for? Kind of feels like it. Suggesting for someone to eat basically rotted food that's full of bacteria after it's been out for 8 hours.
Capone. I like your new profile pic. Scapegoat. I'm thinking of eating it. Like, I'm thinking of like putting it in the fridge, and then whenever we go to eat it, I'll just boil the F out of it, and then like that will kill any bacteria. I don't know.
No, it won't.
You don't have to wait to put it in the fridge. It's probably fine.
No, it ain't.
Tom, Missy Med, hello.
I wonder if this was her just setting up something to where when this camping trip is supposed to happen that she's not going to go. Because this camping trip was scheduled and she's supposed to go. But if she eats this bad stew, that'll give her the perfect excuse of, I got food poisoning and I can't go. Hey, you know what, Chantal? I'm sure that Salah will prefer that you not go. Because he'll just leave you at home sick while he goes camping and maybe have a little adventure or two while you're away. He might not even show up at the camping spot. He might just go straight to the red room, girl.
It's been more than 8 hours. It was hot, boiling. I turned it off and fell asleep waiting for it to cool off a bit. I have no idea how passionate I am. I wouldn't worry one beauty bite about it. If it's chicken, yeah, it's beef. That's been cooking for a couple hours. Because you know that those big things of tomatoes that I had? I made a tomato sauce with it. Homemade tomato sauce. Hi, Carrie. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Vamp. I thought you get up every 2 hours. It depends. Like, that's it. There's no set schedule.
Are we really sitting here having an in-depth conversation about beef stew? Is that what her content is anymore? Is like having these long, deep conversations about food. She talks about food. The Beezers talk about food. Question, Beezers, don't y'all get sick and tired of talking about food every day for hours? That subject never gets old. You guys don't want to talk about anything else? I'm convinced some of you guys have food issues yourselves.
There's no set. Like this time I slept way too much. Arroz caldo. Filipino porridge with chicken, ginger, garlic. Yum.
Yeah, here we go with the deep conversations about food. Can we move it along, please? Thank you.
Hey, come see Mom.
No, she don't want you. Leave her alone.
Now that she's not in heat, she ignores me.
I'm convinced that Chantal will not get Julia fixed just because when Julia does go into heat, that's the only time Julia gives her any kind of attention. Because when cats go into heat, they become much more affectionate. You know, they're rubbing up against your leg and they want to be petted. So for selfish reasons, Chantal doesn't get her fixed. It's all about, what are you doing for me? You need to give me attention. You need to give me love. Chantal's gotten jealous of Julia being more affectionate towards Salah than herself. So the only time that Julia will bother with her is when Julia is bothered being in heat. So this selfish brat is not going to get Julia fixed. Just because that's the only time Julia will give her any kind of never mind.
I'm only good for one thing, eh? Whenever you need me. Whenever you need me. Food, that's the only thing I'm good for. An avocado? I don't have any. Paper plates. Royal Chinette. Is that what it's called? I need like a light around my plaque.
No, you don't. It's a fake plaque. Who cares? We all know it's a fake plaque. I think we all understand that you bought it off of Temu. That is not a real plaque. You can't get a real plaque, Chantal. Your channel was taken away from you. That automatically disqualifies you from getting a plaque. And you bought your subs, lady. You didn't earn that plaque the organic, real way. You bought your way to 100K, which is stupid because you spent money on fake subs just to get something that you don't even hang on your wall. You put it on the back of your couch. You are so proud of that fake plaque. But really, what does that plaque represent? Does it mean you're making more money? Does it mean you're more successful? No. Because if you were more successful and you were making more money, why is it on your recent video or your live stream, you're begging for sponsors? That kind of points in the direction of, I'm really struggling over here. I'm really struggling. If you're begging for sponsors, you're struggling. So I guess you spent all of that money for the fake plaque for what? For what? You reached 100K for what? Chantal, you've been on YouTube for what, 7, 8 years? I think even you understand that it's not about the number of subs you have. It's about the engagement. You know, how people are reacting to you and engaged on your channel. You've got a lot of dead subs in your 100K. If YouTube were to take away all of the dead subs and leave you with active subs, you might have, I would say, like 20, 30,000 maybe. And the rest would just be gone. You'd be nowhere near 100K active subs. The 100K on the front of your page is just that. It's a number. And it doesn't mean anything. There are channels that are much smaller than yours kicking your butt as far as engagement and the people coming, having a good time. You got a big channel as far as the number, but as far as people having fun, it's kind of a dead channel. It really is.
A Kuwaiti dish. I could try to make one day.
We're not even 12 minutes into this live stream and she's already yawning. Why are you yawning? Why can't you wait until you've got some energy to come online and do a live stream in front of people, and at least for a couple of hours, you've got energy to talk to them?
Yeah, my friend is fine. I ordered some chocolate molds from Amazon. Oh, the Dubai chocolate. Yeah, a lot of people are making their own because that chocolate bar costs an arm and a leg. Like, it's just, it's so stupid. Like, why would you pay that amount of money for a chocolate? You're gonna
Chantal, as far as that viral chocolate bar, if somebody offered it to you for free, you'd eat it in 2 minutes. You're criticizing people for spending money on a chocolate bar that you would gobble down in a half second if you could.
literally poop it out later. I don't know. The giraffe statues, yeah. LED lights, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Lentil soup is easy to make. Pistachio and kanafa, yum.
And I'm just going to say it again. Those of you in Chantal's live stream, I've said this before and I'll say it again and I'll keep saying it till you idiots over there get it through your heads. If you're in front of somebody who is an active addict, and Chantal is, she's got an active addiction to food, it is really messed up to sit there and talk about the source of the addiction to the active addict. I'm not a fan of Chantal. I'm not sticking up for her. I'm just pointing out the wrong behavior because it is wrong. Those of you in her audience, if you make your way over here, would you ever walk up to an alcoholic and talk about alcohol knowing that you're going to put it in the front of their mind and that might trigger them to go get a drink? Would you? No, I would hope not. So why do the same thing to somebody who's a food addict? It doesn't matter if it's alcohol or pill or shot or food. It's what she's addicted to. The best thing you can do is stay away from that subject. Talk about something else. Even if the addict wants to talk about the source of their addiction, you stay away from it. You say, let's talk about something else. Let's steer the conversation away from food. If you're a food addict, you stay away from it. She wants to talk about it. She wants to put it in the front of her mind because that will trigger her to eat. Those of you that care about her, stay away from it. For real, stay away from it. Don't encourage an addict in their addiction. Thank you. You're welcome.
And then you like cook the kanafa in the butter, right? Sounds good. Yeah, of course. Lazy. Okay, what should I do? Make a coffee? Who's a raw vegan? Hey, Dripping Sunshine.
I think Chantal's keeping her voice down now. Maybe there's been some complaints about noise in her apartment late at night. So she's like, I'm trying to be quiet. I don't want people to complain.
Brenda, the tall giraffe. I forget the little one. Was it Penelope? I think it was Penelope. They were hand-me-down giraffes. So, I don't know. I have to ask. I wonder if he kept them.
Okay, you know what? She's getting bored. When does she go to the kitchen? Okay, we're in the freaking kitchen. Moving along, Chantal. All right, let's go.
Where am I going to put you guys? There's a huge pot here. I'll clean that first. Okay.
Oh, okay. Look behind her. The stove, the area next to it. There's not a clean surface to be found here. There's absolutely nowhere that she can put anything. And more mess behind her. How do you even begin to make a meal or even a sandwich in a kitchen like that? You just can't. You cannot. Chantal, you got your priorities all mixed up. Didn't you just spend like $200, $300 on a GoPro? Why can't you spend $20 on like a multi-shelf? Not something you put on the wall, but just something you kind of put on the ground and just put stuff on it. Is it really that hard? I've lived in small apartments too, girlfriend. And one thing about small apartments or houses is you have to maximize the space. If you can't go out, you go up. You do a lot of shelving, and that way everything looks nice and neat and organized. So $200 on a GoPro, which will probably never, ever, ever get used. But you can't spend 20 bucks on a shelf and just have it there and put stuff on it to where nothing is stacked up and messy. No? Too hard? Too much adulting?
Look at my kitchen. Remember under your desk? Yeah. I know, I'm really bad for these things. Okay. I have to throw out this Worcester because I didn't know that you have to keep it in the fridge. Look, it's getting all weird and gross.
Chantal, it says right there on the bottle, refrigerate after opening. If you put your glasses on, you could read the fine print.
Oh, so I gotta throw it out. On the top of my fridge, I gotta clean that. I don't even know what's up there. Vinegar. I have no storage. You know?
Don't they have an entire spare room? There's plenty of storage in there. If they can put things. If they cleaned it up, there's plenty of storage room in that spare room. Did y'all just see there was a fly that came off those dishes? So gross. And she thinks this is funny. You know what, Chantal? It would not surprise me at all if you deliberately let your house get sloppy and dirty on purpose for the purpose of putting it on a live stream to get attention and get extra views. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if you did that. Because that's what your content is anymore. Just lame attempts at getting attention and to get the reactors talking. Look how filthy I am. Look how messy and sloppy I am. And you wonder why sponsors won't deal with you. It's pretty self-explanatory right there. You wouldn't be a good representative or ambassador for any company.
There's fruit flies. Where's my racket?
You know how you get rid of those fruit flies? Clean your kitchen up and keep it clean. Throw the garbage away. They're attracted to something. Find out what this something is and fix it.
I have a racket that you kill flies with, but I don't know where I put it. Oh.
When you have to have an entire tennis racket in your kitchen to kill flies because there are just that many, it's time to clean or it's time to hire a maid.
Come here. What? Where'd they go? Here's one. It goes, it scares me. Here's one. I'm gonna put it up here for now. You gotta play Tetris and Jenga in my kitchen, I swear. Middle East, like, unless you buy a really posh big villa.
She yawned a little bit ago, and you guys can see right there, like the CPAP marks on her face, which means she just woke up not too long ago, and yet she's already tired.
Okay, I gotta put the beef stew away. Will it fit in here? Let's find out. Okay, first I'm going to thanks. Should be okay.
We'll know in a day or two if she actually ate that stew. Because if she really ate it, she's going to be sick as a dog. She might just be putting it in the container and acting like she's going to eat it just for attention.
So that's the beef stuff. It's basically like I used my homemade tomato sauce. I blended an onion, garlic, green pepper.
Chantal, no one is coming to your channel for recipes. Nobody. Absolutely no one. This is not a cooking channel. I don't even know why you bother telling people how you make things. We all know that you don't like to cook. You prefer takeout. You want your food made by somebody else and delivered by somebody else. Cooking is not your favorite thing, okay? Don't act like, you know, you're a chef right now. Not working.
Till it's liquid, and you use this like a broth. I used olive oil only, no butter.
Who cares?
I have a butter addiction, so.
Girlfriend, you've got a food addiction. You eat too much butter, salt, cheese, bread. If it's food and it's still for more than 5 minutes, it's in your mouth.
Butter's anonymous. All right, let's go put this in the fridge and see.
Okay, so once again, we've got the fridge open. Take a good look at that fridge. I'm just going to blow it up so you guys can see. Notice how empty that fridge looks. A lot of what's in there is water. Where's the food? She ate her way through the doggone fridge. It's all gone. Let's see if she can get out of the way so we can see better. Move, Chantal.
Now.
Yeah, there's nothing but water. Look, you guys can see the top shelf, water. I don't see much food. That fridge is looking pretty bare right now, Chantal. And girlfriend, you've got what? Another, you got another 11, 12 days before payday. You're in trouble.
That can go there in the fridge.
Look, there's a clear shot. Look, hardly anything in there.
I'm going to make boiled eggs.
You know, when Chantal's cooking, it's because she can't afford her takeout, or Salah's saying, you can't have your takeout right now. Here's how I think Chantal's food routine is. I'm just going to take a wild guess in the dark. As long as there is an abundance of money, she prefers her takeout. When the money starts to get low or it's just not there, that's when she'll go for the food in the fridge. Essentially, the grocery hauls, that's like emergency food. Like if I can't get at my takeout, then I will go for the food in the fridge and the freezer. That's when I'll eat my way through it. That's the only time it gets consumed.
For the eggs. Okay.
I would clean up the kitchen first before I started cooking, but that's just me. I couldn't cook in all of that mess. I just couldn't.
Still good. It's clean. It smells like garlic a bit.
If it smells like garlic, that means it needs to be cleaned. You know, soap, water, rag. Get rid of that smell.
Hey guys. My kitchen is messy.
No, it's not messy. It's filthy. There are different levels of mess. That is not messy. Messy is about 10 minutes worth of cleaning and a few dishes. You've got at least a week's worth of dishes sitting there. That's filthy. When it takes you over an hour to clean one area, that's messy. That's filthy messy.
I mean, just
Like, what was the thinking, Chantal? I'm going to let my kitchen get really filthy, disgusting. And then I'm going to take the camera in there, in my kitchen, because then it's going to take me a while to clean it up. And that will be my content. People can watch me clean. Was that the idea?
do a few dishes here. Cracked egg on salad. Oh. My thing is gonna get wet. Watch. I need a new sponge. I'll keep this.
Girl, that sponge is looking ragged. And there's no excuse because those things only cost like $1 or $2. Why don't you have a new one?
One for cleaning the toilet.
What? Ew. Oh my God, you got dishes here. You got dishes right there. Dishes everywhere.
Oh. In a small kitchen, yeah, I cried. I never take the Villa kitchen for granted again. Yeah, this is a small kitchen already? Yeah, true, man.
Now, I will warn you people that you clean your kitchens and you wash your dishes. You're going to get triggered in a second. She's going to wash that glass and look at the way she's putting it to dry.
And I have my washer, dryer, full-size fridge.
Boom. The way she put You know, Chantal's mom, you failed this one big time. Did you not even teach your daughter how to wash dishes properly? You got to place the glasses to where the water doesn't just gather on the bottom and stay there. You got to put it upside down in a rack or something. Look at this. I can't with her.
Stove. Air fryer, microwave. You know, these are sharp because I use my knife sharpener.
She's got no drying rack, nothing. Just, and she didn't even wipe down the surface to make sure that it was clean first. She's not even wiping down the silverware. She's just running it under the water and putting it to the side. Wow.
Yep.
Look, did it look like she cleaned it all properly? She just like ran it on the water and put it to the side. You're so filthy. You know, and please take note, ladies and gentlemen, to be like the area where she puts the clean dishes, correct? What's sitting next to it? That dirty, filthy, nasty pot. And I don't know what's going on over here in this picture, if there's anything in it, but she's putting the clean dishes next to the dirty dishes.
This is from when
and there was stuff in that pot, and she's dripping all of that juice, whatever's in there, all over the drying rack. And she's putting the glasses right side up. I'm so triggered by that. What is wrong with you, Chantal?
Need my tomato sauce. Hey guys. Coffee time very soon, yeah.
Yeah. Sand. That's why the
She's
window.
not even paying attention to what she's doing. Her face is in the camera, like paying attention to people in chat. She's not even looking down at the dishes to make sure she got all the food particles off of them before she puts them to the side.
It was dirty all the time. Sand comes here. I have to clean this thing all the time. I just cleaned it yesterday. Hi, T-Roller. Swag Daddy. Claudia. Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that. Claudia, they speak English here. Hey, Hayden. Actually, the nurses were Indian that I had. Very nice people.
I really hope that whatever was in that pot wasn't grease, because that is such a no-no to toss grease down the drain. That'll clog it up big time.
Yeah, I leave the water run, sorry. I don't have a double sink, so. Kind of bad, I know, but. I hate cleaning pots so bad. This pot doesn't have a lid. I usually use it. It's stainless steel, so I use it to cook things in the oven. So I put all of the tomatoes in with some olive oil and let it cook in the oven.
That's a good point you brought up there, Chantal, because now it's got me thinking, if your kitchen looks like that, I can only imagine what your microwave and your stove look like. Because knowing you, you're not cleaning up anything that splattered upward on the top or dripped down on the bottom.
And made roasted tomato sauce. A little dish drying there. Yeah, I just let them dry here. And then put them away almost right away. Well,
that's a mistake. Did y'all hear that? She said that she puts them away right away. She's not even letting the dishes properly dry. She's putting the dishes away while they're still wet. Ew. You gotta let them dry first.
I don't leave them overnight or anything so that sand dust doesn't get in them.
What sand dust? They're in the house. How would sand dust get in the house?
Is this clean? I can't tell. Let me see.
You know, Chantal, if you put your glasses on, you'd be able to see those little tiny particles of food. Where are your glasses? You've got bad eyesight. Look, do you see these? These right here, my reader glasses. If I did not wear them, like I'm taking them off right now, I could see words on the screen. I can make out what the words are just because the words are bright, but they look a bit fuzzy. Where are your doggone glasses?
Come on. Doesn't have to be super clean, just enough that I don't get food poisoning.
What? Doesn't have to be super clean. So you're just going to leave dried food on your stuff. Gross.
Ta-da. All right.
$10 dishes down, 100 more to go. Moving on. What was that?
This is garbage. I use this last night for my stew thing. Okay. Disgusting, I know. Okay.
And And she sneezes on her clean dishes. Nice.
How many grams of sugar are in these?
I need to know.
Of course, we're going to have a whole box of candy bars in the kitchen. She's like, I just finished washing dishes. I deserve a reward. So let's get the entire box of candy bars as a reward. Because, you know, she can't do housework without a reward. There's got to be a food reward.
Hey, Leslie. Add salt and water? I didn't add salt.
Oh, wait. I apologize. It's not a candy bar. I thought it was. That is her coffee. I correct myself, and I apologize for the mistake. That's her coffee.
I don't speak Arabic. That's the problem. Okay. Vamp. How many grams of sugar? Vamp.
It doesn't matter, because if it's not sweet enough, you'll put more sugar in it.
Vamp Diva. You speak Arabic, so can you see that?
No.
That was an old man sneeze.
Moving on. You know what this is giving me vibes of, y'all? For anybody who was around during Crackhead Olympics, you might understand this, but for those who weren't around during Crackhead Olympics, Chantal would do a variety of things to kind of run up the meter, to make the streams longer so she could make more money. One of the things that she would do is she would do a get ready with me where she was not really paying attention to the chat. She would just sit there and put on her makeup for about 20, 30 minutes and put lotion on her chest and the body wash before she went to go see Natter. This is kind of giving me the same kind of vibes of I need content. I got to make my stream at least 2 hours. The kitchen is a mess. I might as well just make some money and run up the meter by cleaning up my kitchen in front of everybody. They can just watch me wash my dishes and clean my kitchen a bit.
I don't know. He's a smart man. He's university educated.
Well, if he is, why is he with you?
Okay. I found a loaf of bread behind the air fryer. I wonder if it's good. 4 grams of sugar, Angela? Okay, thank you.
29 grams of sugar.
Vamp, you don't have to look. Wait, Angela, did you look at the Nescafe Mocha Ice? Mocha Ice.
Why are you telling other people to look up things about a product when you've got a phone and you can look it up yourself if you care that much?
Dippy eggs. Yeah. But I'm just going to have hard boiled. 2 pieces of toast. Oh, there's still things in the air fryer from last time.
Oh my God. So you left the air fryer with all that nastiness in there and you never cleaned it. And she thinks it's funny. Look at her face. Look. She thinks it's funny. That's so nasty.
Where can you try his perfumes? You'll have to come to Kuwait or have someone mail something to you. If I go to Canada?
Yeah, that's something I never understood about the Beezer spray thing. I never really understood the reasoning behind that. So she's on YouTube and she has her Beezers. So they made this spray called the Beezer spray. And yet the people that are the Beezers that could potentially buy the spray, it wasn't made available to them because she's in another country. So what was the point of the Beezer spray? No one in Kuwait is going to buy the Beezer spray. They don't know what a Beezer is, nor do they care. What was the point in that whole thing?
I'll try to bring some. I'm just making my toast in the air fryer. That's a
Oh, wait. Stop. Stop. Stop right there. Didn't you just say the air fryer was dirty? That there was stuff in it? So you're going to put toast or bread that you want to make into toast in a dirty air fryer. Did I just hear that right? So it's dirty from the last time, whenever that was, and you're going to put bread into a dirty air fryer. Oh my God.
It's okay, yeah. Hey, AJ. 29 grams of sugar? You have to be kidding me. Hey, Melanie. Screw that. I'm making my own. I'm making my own then. Have some pepper. You should make lush dupes. I said, why don't you make 21 grams? No, I'm making my own. Make like Kayali dupes. I want the Kayali perfume, but I'm too cheap.
Nah, you're too broke.
I use this to catch my boiled eggs. Wow, that's a lot. The chode? What? This is not good anymore, this juice. It's been sitting out. That sucks. That's really high in sugar. I'm trying to stay under a certain amount a day.
No, you're not. You just went to the coffee shop, remember? You just did a video where you went to a coffee shop and you got a coffee and then you tasted it and you said, it's not sweet enough for me. And you went back inside and you made it sweeter. So you're trying to watch your sugar, but when you went to a coffee shop and they gave you a coffee, you insisted on more sugar being added. So how are you watching your sugar again?
So I just have these ones, the pot from the stew. I'm going to make a coffee. I'm just making my breakfast. Water from the...
And Chantal, if you think that I think that all you're going to eat for breakfast is some coffee and some boiled eggs, I'm not buying that. I think that's more of a breakfast snack. It's like a breakfast appetizer. And then like 15, 20 minutes later, you'll have a bigger meal. And then an hour after that, another meal. That's just getting you started. You're eating something healthy so that an hour later you can eat something bigger and more substantial.
A filter. Oh. Okay.
Okay, it's getting kind of boring. She's just making breakfast. Blah, 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 blah. Next.
My coffee is ready. Just gotta wash my plate.
See how this is like running up the meter? She's in her kitchen and she's not really paying attention to the chat. So by her washing that boatload of dishes and paying attention to that, it's running up the meter. She's just counting on the Google AdSense money from the ads being placed on this live. That's what she's hoping for. Salah told her that each of her live streams has to be at least 2 hours. So here's a good way to basically run up the meter for at least 30 minutes.
Did I catch it? Come on, catch it. So it's buttered multigrain toast with boiled egg and pepper.
Yeah, I've seen you eat before, Chantal. That's not going to fill you up. Again, that's like a breakfast snack. That's just going to get you started.
I look haggard.
You do.
I don't know. Tired.
And the treadmill's still not plugged in. Wait a minute. Wait a doggone minute. She's got AC in her apartment. Why is there a fan pointed directly at her? If they've got AC, she needs an entire fan on top of the AC?
Egg salad, yeah.
That is wild to me. You got AC and the AC is not enough. You need an entire fan behind you.
Breakfast, yes.
Poor Julia. I really feel bad for that cat. That's a small place. It's not got a lot of room. There's a lot of big furniture and big things all in the floor space. That poor cat has nowhere to run around. That poor baby has nowhere to do her zoomies.
Meg, we have to go out after. Tour around.
I don't think Chantal could get through a live stream without eating something. She's got to be putting something in her mouth. It's either something going in her mouth or something coming out. One of the two.
Teardrop, hi. Good to see you. I'm just eating breakfast.
Apologies for her eating, y'all. Not my favorite thing.
Either tomorrow or the day after. Oh my God, I think we're going camping on... I think Monday. Yeah, Angela. Hey, Neil. Oh my gosh, camping is going to be a lot of work.
Why? Why is it going to be a lot of work? You're not going to do anything. You're not having to set up the tents and all that. What do you mean it's going to be a lot of work? What do you think Chantal is going to do at a campsite? She doesn't have to show up and set up the tents or split firewood. What would be considered work by Chantal standards?
We're going to be making barbecue. So like...
You're not. You're not. And if anybody at the campsite, if they want to walk out of there and not get food poisoning, they'd be smart and not let you touch the food at all. You and your filthy habits and your filthy hands. Anybody at that campsite that is smart, they will cook the food. They will prepare the food and you'll be nowhere close to it.
Kebab, shish taouk, chicken.
Knowing you, Chantal, if you do show up there, which I doubt, you're going to say, I've got a headache. I've got a migraine. My sciatica. You'll beg off from the cooking so that everybody else has to do it. And suddenly you'll get your energy back once it's prepared. You'll probably eat the most. And then you'll complain again about how your stomach is full and you don't feel good. And you'll go to the tent and you'll let everybody else do the cleanup. And then you'll get mad again because Salah won't spend time with you.
No, this one has a squat toilet and a normal toilet. Well, hello. Yeah, we'll go live. I don't.
That is sad to me. So she wants Salah's attention. She wants some personal private time with Salah. They could go camping and just spend time together. if not as a romantic couple, as just two friends. You know, just if they got along, they could just go do camping and talk and just like hang out. And he could just be himself and she could be herself, and there's no cameras rolling and there is no need to put on a mask. Just go camping and chill. Two friends can go camping and just freaking chill. So she wants time with Salah, and yet she's going to involve YouTube. Like, because even a camping trip is content. This is why I say Chantal lives on the internet. It's the only place she feels somewhat alive is the internet. She doesn't have a personal life off of YouTube. To her, everything and everybody and every situation and every bit of environment, it's all content. She's always thinking about, what can I make into content? If I go to a museum, I can turn that into content rather than just go and visit and see the things at the museum. If I go to a zoo, if I go to a park, if I go to a beach, it's all got to be content. I've got to make content. I've got to have content for my channel. You know, Chantal, you can be a YouTuber and just go places to go there. And let it be for you versus for your online persona, and having content for your online persona in your channel. You do realize that, right? You can have a personal life and do things just for you versus just living completely for your online persona.
I think it'll be very cold in the desert, so no AC is needed.
Say hi to the people. What?
Watch out for the scorpions.
So we have a busy week next week, actually, because I think next week is when she has to get spayed.
Oh, hi, baby. Would you like a piece of something? What would you like?
You know what, Chantal? You yell at Julia for getting into your food. But right now you're encouraging her to go to your food. You got to make up your mind. You can't yell at that poor baby for getting your food when you sit there and you feed it to her. You're training her to go to your food when you're eating. And I know that you're using the food as a tactic to get her attention. Like when she's in heat or when she's hungry or when she just wants food, you use that to get attention from the cat. But then you turn around and you yell at her for getting your food. Like, you can't do that.
Yes, baby.
You stink. Oh, you smell.
Why does she smell? I've had many cats in my life. They never smelled. If a cat smells bad, it means they're in a nasty, dirty environment, because cats are normally clean creatures. And I do remember, Chantal, when you had BBJ, you complained about her breath smelling bad, which is also something that's not normal. If a cat's breath smells, they probably have oral issues and they need to go to a vet. So I don't know if you mean like her fur smells bad or her breath smells bad, but if it's the fur, it could be because that environment is just filthy dirty and her fur is taking on the smell. If it's her breath, she needs to go to the vet and get her teeth checked.
You smelly cat.
She doesn't like eggs, actually.
Say hi to the people.
Oh. You're so sweet. Yeah. My baby? Are you my baby? Yes. Mm.
Juice.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta let you go. You're the sweetest cat in the world. Yes, you are. She's good. Thanks, guys.
One moment. Okay, let's continue.
She had a rough week. Her vaccinations, being in heat. Poor baby. She's drinking from my glass of water. Actually,
is that something you should be teaching her to do? If later on you're going to yell at her for doing that.
Actually, it's hers. Well, I poured myself a glass of water earlier, and she claimed it.
Maybe it's because she wants fresh water. What's her water dish look like?
There has to be a little water things.
I mean, we just saw the state of your dishes in the kitchen, Chantal, how filthy they were. So what's her water dish looking like? Is it got that icky slime stuff on it because the water dish needs to be cleaned out and changed?
Everywhere. She likes having them differently. I did feed her, Anna.
Okay, you know what? I'm not a fan of her eating. Are we done yet? Can we get past the eating? Thank you.
Tea with organic honey. Yum. I'll be right back. Oh, wow, Jay. Julia Bulia.
They're talking about food in the chat. Raise your hand if you guys are tired of Chantal talking about food. Here, I'll raise both my hands. How does that subject never get old? Why does she consider it to be such an interesting subject that she has to discuss it for hours? Does she purposely do that to herself so that she gets triggered to eat? I just wonder, like, what is the motivation here?
Chinchilla. He's a fat boy. Here. He's a fat man. Hey, Lola. Shiramoya. Or custard apple. My fuzzy godson. And biscuit.
She has like a fan pointed at her, as well as the AC on. That's creepy. Get away from the camera.
Thank you. Yeah.
So Ransom in the chat says you can't even walk around in your apartment with all those massive couches. There's 2 of you. Don't forget the rest of the furniture, Ransom. You got the massive couches. You have the treadmill stuck in the corner. You've got the fan, which is in the walkway. You've got the table. There's so many things in that tiny space. Like there's literally no walking room. Ma'am, come here.
Can't even walk around. I don't need to. My apartment is it's small. Like the living room is not that big, you know? I want to heat up my coffee. I'll be right back. It's very, Share. I love bunnies. Beauty bite. Come see mom. Come see mom so I can track you. That's a cassette case. I keep my AC at like, if it was my way, I'd have it at 16. But.
Okay, hold on. So like I'm over here in the States. I know Fahrenheit. I don't know Celsius. And she said, hold on a second. Fahrenheit. Cell C. Y'all give me a second. Dang it. Okay. So okay. No, that can't be it. I'm looking. Hold on a second. What is 16 Celsius? Okay, so from the numbers you just gave us, she said if she had her way, she would keep it at 16 Celsius, which would be 60 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so that's where we are. Keep going, Chantal.
Salah will have none of that. He'll freeze and get sick. Oh my God.
He doesn't care. He doesn't live there. So it doesn't matter if you put it down to like 20 degrees Fahrenheit in the apartment. He doesn't stay there. He's not concerned about how cold you keep it in the house.
From the Cat Cafe, Carolina.
It's funny because Chantal and I were both shorties. And you guys, how small I am. You guys can see like I'm smaller than Chantal. I'm one of those people that I like heat. I don't like being cold. If I try to keep my room at 60 degrees Fahrenheit, I'd be freezing to death. I would. As it is right now, I've got the heat on and it's like 75 degrees. She'd be boiling in that heat. But I'm warm. Booger.
From Thailand. And I'm taking, so I took glucophage, metformin, Forxiga. Oh, I forgot my other one. Shit. I'll take it later. I also want a pill for do this later. Lipids or whatever, cholesterol, not cholesterol, but like I forgot the name. Zocor, I think.
Chantal, do you ever stop and think about the fact that when you first came to Kuwait, you weren't on any of those? In the space of 2 years, you were on the max doses for so many medications. It's unreal. All because you won't give up the fast food. All because you won't decrease the portion sizes. Your sugar intake is insane. All because of that.
You want to come see Mom? Better come see Mom.
Vulgar.
Hey, Pajami.
Metformin, I know. When you burp it, ugh. That water was huge. Yeah, I drink about 3 of these a day. I drink a lot of water. That's one healthy habit I have. But I'm always thirsty because I always eat salty food.
You know, I'm not a diabetic, but I've heard that one of the symptoms for like high blood sugar is you're always thirsty. You can't drink enough. And you couple that with the fact that Chantal, her salt intake is probably also very high. That can also make her thirsty. And if she drinks a lot of coffee, coffee does what to you? It's a diuretic. It makes you pee. It's like, that's why she's always thirsty. Plus, she's also in a desert climate too. So all of those things together.
Oh, my fingers smell like BO now from the guava. You're right. Ooh.
Such a weirdo.
Brother.
Vulgar.
What's that? Come see, Mom.
Yeah, and somebody in the chat just pointed that out. Amy Freeman says you're thirsty because of the diabetes. Yeah. Chantal lies, but Chantal tells on herself, and sometimes Chantal's body tells on her. So she just allegedly got up, and her blood sugar must be raging because she's thirsty. She's already thirsty. Could it be because of something that she ate the night before? Her blood sugar is still really, really high.
You just reminded me to take my pills. Do you think I could bring Harry camping, or is it risky?
Risky. Leave him alone.
Yeah, diabetes makes you thirsty. ABC Daphne, we have not gone on an adventure. I'm staying home this morning to catch up on some chores and laundry. Another A1C. I think the doctor made a follow-up for me in 6 months, but that was the first time I went to see him, so.
This person, Mercy Me, says, Chantal, may I respectfully ask why you will not do the gastric bypass surgery? Mercy, no doctor with any kind of training would ever do the surgery on Chantal. She's got a variety of different health problems. Any one of them could pose a risk if they put her on the table. She's got an enlarged heart. She's got a heart murmur. She's got really bad kidneys. She's got blood clots in her lungs. She's got out of control diabetes, high blood pressure, high blood sugar. And let's not forget about her food issue. What doctor is going to do gastric bypass on her when her food issue is out of control? I mean, let's think about this for a minute. If Chantal had the sleeve, if she had gastric bypass, I've heard, I've not gone through the surgery, but I've heard that to get surgery like that, you got to basically jump a bunch of hoops. You have to show the doctors that you are truly on a journey of health, that you are wanting to really lose the weight and keep it off before they shrink your, like not shrink your stomach, but before they make your stomach smaller. You've got to be on kind of a liquid diet. You can't have your bowels full of waste. You've got to show that you are losing weight, that you are eating healthy, because it doesn't make sense to give that kind of surgery to someone like Chantal if, let's just say, for argument's sake, that she got on and off the table safely. Well, cutting somebody's stomach or doing the gastric bypass, it's not going to help anything. Because as soon as she's got her eyes open, she's going to want to have a bee moment. And all this going to do is it might land her back in the hospital. If they shrunk down her stomach towards the size of a teacup, all it's going to do is make her vomit over and over and over again. Because you can't eat large amounts of food. Her brain will tell her to eat, but her stomach is saying, no, ma'am, that's over with, that's done. You can't do the same things you used to do. So as long as her problem is completely out of control, the doctors will not operate on her, no matter how much she begs, screams, and pleads.
Don't bring him into the desert. Mercy me, I can't get the gastric bypass. Like, I would have to be in Canada for that.
Even if you were, they're still not going to operate on you. You would fail the psych evaluation. Once they found out about your food addiction, they would say, nope, you got to go into therapy and you got to get that under control. You got to get that handle before we'll even touch you, before we'll think about touching you. Because your problem is in your mind. It's related to whatever issues, you got to work that out. Because the stomach is not the problem, it's the addiction in your head. And no surgeon can fix that.
It's free there.
And gastric bypass is not a quick fix, cure all for food addiction anyway. It just isn't. It is not. It is not a shortcut to losing weight. And it shouldn't be treated as one. Like, what she needs is not a diet, and it's not surgery. It's a complete lifestyle change. It's a complete change of mind and emotion and spirit. You got to do it all. You got to focus on all of it. You can't leave any of it out. And she's not going to do that. It'll be a lot of work, a lot of commitment, a lot of determination, and she's just not committed to any of those things.
And it's not going to, I don't think it's going to fix anything in my brain. You know?
Nope, sure isn't. You just said it. It won't fix what's in your brain. Nope.
Oh, like, I need to repair my relationship with food, basically.
So how are you going to do that? How? As long as you're on YouTube, as long as you continue to make content for the feedies, as long as you have your client list and they're paying you to eat, as long as you are advertising yourself on YouTube as this is who I am and this is what I do and watch me eat, and you have an audience that you talk about food with them and them with you, how are you going to fix your relationship to food if your focus is entirely on food 24 hours a day and there's nothing else to occupy your mind or your time? In order to fix your relationship to food, you have to break the relationship to food. You can't be married to it anymore. You can't be consumed by it anymore. You can't let it control you anymore. Again, that points back to complete lifestyle change, complete change of mind and thoughts and emotions. And I'm speaking as somebody that I had a food problem, Chantal. You can't use food as comfort. You can't use food to quiet down anger or sadness or run or escape from your problems. It is not a cure-all medicine. Food has one job. A lot of it tastes good. I'll give you that. But you can enjoy food without overindulging and just going full on ham with it. Food's only job is to give us energy to go out into the world to experience life. That's the only thing it's meant for. It's not meant to fill the empty gaps in your life where there's some kind of emptiness or sadness or upset or escaping from trauma. That's not what it's supposed to do. And if that's what you're using food for, that's where you're messing up. But in your case, all of those things apply. Plus, you've monetized your problem with food. You put it on full public display. You're turning your food addiction into a 3-ring circus, a spectacle, and you invite everybody to watch your slow decline. You want everybody to watch you becoming more and more sick. And can I just say, as a reactor, truly, honestly, it's not funny. I don't find it funny. I find it sad. I don't like you. I want you to know that. I don't like you. You are a detestable, deplorable human being. You are completely offensive. You're vulgar and you're feral. But what's even more deplorable about you is the way you treat animals. What you do to yourself is one thing. How you treat innocent animals is quite another. That's another kind of evil I can't even imagine. But going back to you, Chantal, what a sad life you lead. When life handed you a golden cup of opportunity and fortune, and you've pissed it away. All the money that you made on YouTube, you've got nothing to show for it. All the crazy story arcs and events and just the chaos. What have you got left? What? Nothing. Not even good health. Not even that. Instead, you get on YouTube and you become sicker and sicker, and we can see the sick all over you. And it's getting worse. You're getting bigger. You're getting sicker. You're more tired all the freaking time. All the time, girl. You're constantly tired. I'm so tired. 40 years old and you're tired. When you do nothing all day. This is what you work so hard for on YouTube. After years and years, to be 40 years old, sick and tired all the time, stuck in an apartment, going nowhere, doing nothing, having a fake husband for the sake of what? Videos? Lives? This is the joy in your life? It doesn't look very joyous to me.
I'm afraid of being put under it. That too. Well, not so much anymore. Like I was at one point, like before I had my hysterectomy. But I think having my hysterectomy, like, I don't know, but maybe, I don't know. My health is worse now than then, even, I think. Or is it? No, it's not. I was so unhealthy. I was 400 pounds.
Now you're 550. And I'll stand on business that you do weigh that much. I know a lot of people say 420. Oh, no. She was nearly 400 when she was with BB. She's well over 500 now.
I remember being weighed, and my sugars were 17 back then. So,
and keep in mind, when you look at Chantal, we're looking at her through filters, lots and lots of filters. So as big as you think she is right now, imagine if the filters were all the way turned off. That's why it's hard to gauge her weight. She's 5 feet tall. And when you're a shorty, I do acknowledge that a little bit of weight can look like a lot more. I do acknowledge that as a shorty. But she uses the long lengthening filter to take some of the width off. But if she took those filters off, we would see how wide she really is.
So I had untreated diabetes for a long time.
And you still do. Even with the medication, it's still not treated. You're just managing it to where you can have your B moments. You're not taking the medications to help you. You're taking the medications to manage your B moments so you can have more, which is sad to me.
So I was really bad back then. I was 402. I remember being weighed.
Now you're over 5. You paid $9,000 to go to Kuwait to gain a whole bunch of weight and be miserable. Congratulations. You're a genius for that.
I know. I should be on like hormone replacement therapy, but
should.
I don't have any menopause symptoms, and it's risky to get blood clots, and I don't need that since I've had 2. You know?
Yeah. Think about that. She's had 2 blood clots. 2. And she has a CPAP that she doesn't keep clean. And she's breathing in that dirty, possibly mildewy air. So, history of blood clot in the lungs, breathe in air through a dirty CPAP. You're in an apartment where the vents are blowing out all that mildew and mold. You must be a human cockroach. Like, how do you survive all this?
You know? Yeah, Martha, I've improved a little bit because, knock on wood, those blood clots were bad. I think I was on a live stream and you guys were like, you sound so out of breath.
You still do.
Yeah. It might help certain people, but for me and my problem, it might help at first, but it wouldn't stop me from eating, and it might even be dangerous for someone with binge eating disorder to get the surgery, because if you binge and you have surgery, you can die. You know?
Yep. Correct. Correct. Even if you had the best surgeon in the world and he did everything to the letter, if you got that issue, as soon as the surgery is done, you're going to want to have a B moment, and you can't. You physically can't. You will make yourself sick. You might bust your stomach open and go straight to the ER if you're that lucky, if you make it that far. So all the roads lead back to the same place, don't they, Chantal? You always reach the same end of you got to get their food issue under control. If not, it's going to stay in control of you.
Yeah, and it's a really long wait list anyways. So in the meantime, I have to do something to get my help.
Even if you were first in line, they still wouldn't do it. Even if there were nobody else lined up for surgery, you were the only person walking in the room, they still wouldn't do it. They would just shake their heads. No, 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 ma'am. Not today, not next week, not next month, not next year. No, ma'am. You're a food addict? They would go, no.
Health under check, you know? What the hell, Missy meant? Wow.
Because I've also heard that when you get surgery like that, there are certain things you can't have anymore, like soda. No more carbonated anything. And we know how much she loves her soda. There's just certain things you can't have anymore. So Chantal would have to do without her soda, and that's just not going to happen.
So this coffee has 0 sugar and tastes just as good, actually. The sugar-free caramel is not bad.
You're so sweet. You're a special treat.
Hey, Fufu Chantal. Yeah, it's not bad. Because those Monin syrup, yeah. For cost of living, Kuwait, I think.
Yeah. How does that qualify? How does Kuwait, how is it cheaper than Canada? You were complaining before in Canada that the cost of rent where you and Pete's were, it was what, 1750, 1900, something like that. But I can't imagine that living in Kuwait is cheaper if you're paying for your apartment and also Salah's apartment. Plus, I'm sure you got to give him a certain amount every month just to be the fake husband. You're paying for all the bills. You're paying for your food. How is it cheaper? Doesn't it kind of work out the same? Wouldn't Canada actually be cheaper? Your Canadian dollar in Kuwait, it's not worth much. The dinar is much, much stronger than the Canadian dollar. The Canadian dollar over in Kuwait is worth about, what, 22 cents? So when you pay for something, you're actually paying 3 times more than if you were in Canada. So I don't know why you say that Kuwait is cheaper.
Yeah. What would a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom seaside apartment be in Canada? Or
why would you even care about a seaside apartment in Canada? You never go to the sea anyway. As long as it's an apartment that looks good, it's all you need.
the US, you know, like at least what? At least 2,500 a month.
I don't know. Let's go look. I'm curious. I'm nosy. Let's go look really quick. All right. Hold on. Ottawa apartment. Crap. Sorry. Apartment. We're doing some on-the-spot investigation. Apartment for rent. When is okay? Okay, so how about a place in Ottawa, since that's where you're from? Doesn't have to be anything fancy schmancy. All right. So what do we got? What do we got? Let's look. Let's look. She's not talking about anything anyway. Let's look really quick, shall we? Okay, so I just did a search for apartment for rent in Ottawa. All right, so what do we got? We got, let's see. All right, so we've got one place that's for 1,165 up to 2,391. Okay. We got another one, 1,699, 1,999. Another one for 1,500, 3,200. That's in a nice schwanky area, though. Yeah. These are all look like nice places. Studio, 2-bed. Okay. So the cost of what it's costing you to stay in Kuwait, Chantal, I'm sure it's not as expensive. Canada seems like it's cheaper, right? I mean, you can look. Go ahead and look. And these are in nice apartment buildings. I'm sure you could find something cheaper if you look around. Okay? But you know what I mean? It's just, you can't say, oh, Kuwait's cheaper. If you're paying for two places plus all your food, I'm sure you're paying more just because you want to hang on to Salah.
So we pay a lot less than that.
And the average cost of rent, depending on where you are and how many rooms you need, it can be anywhere from like $1,200, $1,400 for a one bedroom on up. Again, it all depends on location. All you would need is like a one bedroom if you want to live alone, or two if you want a Pete's like with you. But if you're paying for two places in Kuwait, like what's really the difference? Or maybe the reason why she won't go back to Canada is because when you getting into an apartment is a big deal. Anybody that's ever moved knows that. You know, they check your credit, last month's rent, all that garbage. So it's like, maybe it's because she's got bad credit and bankruptcy's on her record, and that would pose a problem getting a place.
And everything is included. Here, you don't have to pay your utilities. Everything is included. Electric, water. You can't really drink the water, but... a car cleaner. They clean your car.
You mean the car that hardly gets used? That one?
Yeah, we're probably going to go check out some farms. Plex Chaos. My neighborhood isn't luxury, no. But it's still a seaside condo. It's still a seaside apartment.
Why is she bragging about that? She doesn't care about the water. She doesn't care to go to the beach. I forgot, y'all. It's all about bragging rights. I've got not just a condo, but a seaside condo. Yeah, but you never go to the water. You're not a water baby. I come from Florida, Chantal. Tampa, Florida. Water everywhere. Florida is basically an island connected on one side by land, but it's like an island, in my opinion. But I grew up around the water, and I love the water. You, not so much. You won't even go to take a shower. You hate the water so much, you won't even take a doggone shower.
regardless of the area. I was consistent with some of the therapy sessions. Yeah,
No, you weren't.
I was.
No. You were consistent about talking about it, but you never went.
But nothing for like a year. But for several months, I did want to see somebody.
You know what? And this is where I put you on blast. Chantal, you've had this food problem for years, even before YouTube came along. You've known about this for years. Your family tried to get you help with your food issue. So you've known about this for a long, long time, and you chose to let it be a problem. And then you made the decision to monetize your problem, and you did. So there seems to be a theme of letting whatever the issues and problems are, letting them continue versus solving them. And if you are not monetizing the problems, you're running from the problems. So there are definite patterns here to who you are and how you live your life. Creating problems, monetizing problems, and if you can't monetize them, you run from them. And now you've arrived at a place where you are 40 years old. And because of your out of control behavior and your out of control addictions, you're 40 years old and you're in the worst health of your life with a multitude of health problems all going on at once, none of them being solved or properly managed. You're still trying to find a way to monetize your issues and your pain, and even the pain of other people.
And I did go to the eating disorder clinic for several months. I was put on that Vyvanse, remember?
Yeah, and I remember that story you told about being checked in somewhere and you were allegedly put in the same room as somebody who had Anna, which would never happen. Never, ever, 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 ever. Never, ever would a facility put somebody who has a B problem with an Anna problem, put them in the same room. And you told this bogus story about that and taking the other person's food. So that was a complete lie. Complete bold-faced lie.
You can't always rely on other sources to fix you.
Nope. But you know what? If you went to therapy for real, you could talk to people. You can just sort through some of your issues, like whatever the mental, emotional issues are. Because I guarantee y'all, there are emotional, mental issues at work with the food addiction. It's all balled up together to one. It's like a ball of yarn that's all knotted together. And she knows that. She knows that. She doesn't want to solve it. Because she's convinced herself that if she's on YouTube making money, she's fine. As long as the money keeps rolling in, she's fine. And I want to bring this to your attention, Chantal, because I know you watch my videos, biatch. Taking my intro music from the tarot reacts that I do. I know you're watching. Lean in. You might learn something today. Something I'd like to bring to your attention. The world has changed in the last 4 or 5 years. You and your buddy, Amberlyn Reed, you guys haven't changed. You haven't acknowledged how the world has changed. Are you aware of the fact that ever since the pandemic, that the world has shifted around you? There's a lot of people out there right now. They're having issues paying their rent, paying their bills, buying food. Food anymore is really, really expensive. For the normal person, going to work 8 to 10 hours a day, working their butts off, just to keep a roof over their head and feed their families. There might be parents out there right now that they go without meals just so their kids could eat. It's a struggle out there. It's a real struggle. And back in the day, everybody used to watch you and Amber. You were our entertainment. But the moment that the pandemic hit, a lot of things changed. So now, because a lot of people in the world are struggling, they're struggling hard. They're doing what they can just to get by. And they see idiots like you and Amberlyn Reed getting on YouTube, purposely making yourself sick, not giving a crap about your health, eating tons and tons of takeout. It hits different. You're on your side of the monitor saying everything's fine. Everybody digs our content. The rest of the world looks at you and Amber and says, what is wrong with them? Seriously, what is wrong? They're on YouTube and they have the opportunity to do whatever they want, to be whoever they want. They're making plenty of money and they can get their health together, like completely together. They got the money, they got the time and the opportunity, and they're not doing it. They're continuing to make themselves sick when they don't have to. It hits different. It's not cool. It's not entertaining. It's sad. People look at the two of you and they say, what a waste. What a shame. These two women, they were given the golden cup and they pissed in it. And then they drank it down. They didn't appreciate the golden cup. They felt entitled to it. They wasted the golden opportunity that life handed them. She's in her 30s. You're just turned 40. Neither one of you morons have anything to show for your time on YouTube, for all the hours of content that you've made. You got nothing. Not even good health. Not even good health.
No internet's not included. Wow, 9th eviction. Yeah, Belle was here. I don't think therapy works for every single person, you know? It's not like one size fits all. Got your coffee. Nice, Becca. I missed your live stream last night because I was sleeping. I fell asleep at like 6:30. I hated Vyvanse. It made me feel like I was on crack. Or speed. Speed is what it felt like, speed.
Little interesting tidbit. Let's bring it up again. The Twitter post, courtesy of DX on Twitter. Chantal did a video where she confessed to abusing her pain meds. Which those of us that react to her, even you guys in the audience, we kind of knew that was happening. So she abuses her pain meds, and I suspect she's also abusing her diabetic medication as well.
I hate that feeling. Ugh. No. I literally would take it. Remember that time I took it and I went live when I was driving and I was like, I love everybody. But I took it the first time. My pupils, after it kicked in, went, they were like pin drops. And I was getting ready and I was feeling really good. But then after, at about 5 p.m., and you don't feel hungry, you can't eat because you're too wired and high. It's a legal high. Yeah, but Xanax makes you calm, right? Those I could see. Like I was feeling pretty dangerous with Dilaudid. After surgery, they would give me that.
We're not going to talk about the nose powder that you were doing during Crackhead Olympics, Chantal. We're not going to mention that. How you would do the nose powder and that would cut your appetite until you would smoke or you would do the edibles, and then you would have massive B moments. Massive, huge, absolutely huge. And let's also not mention the fact that you're also doing the shrooms and whatever else you can get your hands on, courtesy of Natter. Because not only were you paying for everything for him, but he was also your Dr. Feelgood too.
Or when I would go to the hospital with a panic
And he overcharged you.
attack from my cysts. Oh my gosh, that stuff. I don't know what it is, but it's a painkiller. And I have an addictive personality, but not with.
So Sarah M says, it can also take time to find a therapist or therapy modality that works. Sometimes it takes a lot of effort and tenacity. What else here? And Christine says, and respectfully, what you're doing isn't working. No, it's not working.
Vyvanse. Sarah Jane Bees. I hate being jittery, yeah. Hydrocodone, I think so. And they would say like, so then like at 5 p.m. after I would take the Vyvanse, it would wear off and I would feel shit. Like you have a come down, you know? And you get hungry at that point because you're not on the pill. Like it's worn off by that point. So I remember telling the doctor that, and he was like, well, I'll give you another quarter of your dose from the morning to take at night. Didn't do anything. So yeah, I hated it. So, and it was expensive.
You hated it, but you went back to the doctor and got more.
Like he kept giving me drug vouchers.
What doctor is this doing this?
It was a very expensive drug. So.
But yet you spent $4,000 on the nose powder. But that was okay, right?
Excuse me. 8 milligrams? Wow. That's a lot or no? I don't know. Chantal, your picture. It's an opiate agonist, really. Oh, you broke your back. Oh. Gabapentin? That's what they gave BBJ, remember? After I took her to the vet. A drug voucher is like, he had.
You know, I have to wonder if when she took BBJ to the vet and they gave her the gabapentin, if she didn't take it herself.
These vouchers for Vyvanse, the doctor, and he could give them to people who couldn't afford it, but it was only supposed to be used once or twice, and I used it a bunch of times. Why do you hate?
She's telling, you know what? Go back. I want to hear that again. I want to hear that again. Where are we? Okay, let's go back here. Let's hear that one more time.
Like he kept giving me drug vouchers. It was a very expensive drug. So, excuse me, 8 milligrams? Wow.
So she just kept getting them. He kept giving her vouchers and she just kept going back and going back and going back, I guess, until the doctor cut her off.
That's a lot or no? I don't know. Chantal, your picture. It's an opiate agonist, really. Oh, you broke your back. Oh. Gabapentin? That's what they gave BBJ, remember? After I took her to the vet.
So what was he giving you the vouchers for? If the vouchers were for people that couldn't afford the medication, why was he giving you so many? What, did you go to the doctor with this fake story of I can't afford it, and he just kept giving them to you just to shut you up?
It was only supposed to be used once or twice, and I used it a bunch of times.
And look at her. She's proud of herself for saying that. what did you say to that doctor to get so many vouchers? Or were you doctor shopping? Because I think there's a fair amount of that in her history. Like, she doctor shops and she looks around for people that she hasn't seen yet to get more. She's proud of the fact that she has abused the health care system in Canada. She's proud of that doctor shopping. She's proud of getting more medication than what she actually needs. And the medication she was taking, she wasn't using for actual pain. She just wanted to get high.
Why do you hate? Oh, Dilaudid is very addictive. It really is. Really is. Lyrica is like not legal here, I don't think. They don't have anything good here. Ew. Hey, Belly. How did you come off of it? The Vyvanse, I just stopped taking it. Was that the vet visit you went with Roman? I don't think so. I don't remember, honestly, Christine. I can't believe I did that. What a loser. He was even trying to get BBJ clout. BV breath. Do you have BV? Do you have BV? I don't know why I asked her that. Nope. She should be getting spayed next week.
What do you mean she should be? You don't have her scheduled yet?
As long as the vet's available. If not, we'll be like maybe Sunday or Monday the next week, but very soon.
So why wouldn't you have something already scheduled? Because the last time I checked, to get a cat spayed, you got to make an appointment. You got to get that scheduled. So why haven't you scheduled her yet?
And we're only waiting because of her vaccine.
But the doctor can tell you when a safe period is after the vaccine. If he says to you, oh, you got to wait a week. Okay, so you schedule the surgery after 7 days and you should be fine.
Hey, Desi. Yeah, inshallah, it will be okay for you. Yeah, true, Scrape. It's not meant to be. Well.
And you know what all of this is, y'all? So she's on this live stream right now, and she's talking almost fondly about the medications that she's abused and the medication she's taken. Like, she's got a sparkle in her eye. So how much y'all want to bet that she's going to go back home to Canada and just go wild?
Some people take it for life. Yeah. No, Baba. Yeah, exactly, Becca. Starbucks bees? No, I made my coffee. I had breakfast and coffee here today. That pretzel I had there, though, I'm amazed by drug vouchers. Oh, kiwi triggered Andy. Kiwi. That was a cute bird, and he was nesting in my wig. Morning walks? True. Feel me too.
Moving on.
But I did learn about something.
What's that?
You know how people are always like, oh, Muhammad peace be upon him, married a 9-year-old, blah, blah, blah. They like to use that, you know. They always say he was a pedo or whatever. Number one, societal norms were very different back then. But also, what about Rebecca and Isaac from the Bible? There's like a rumor that...
Oh, boy. She started to talk about beliefs in religion, it's a big no-no. That's a big no-no. Don't talk about that, Chantal.
She was 3. So, oh, oh really? People.
Okay, you know what? She's starting to get boring. And we're almost at 3 hours anyway, so let's just cut it off here because I've got other reacts to do. I'm going to be up tonight for a while doing them. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.